Fáilte Arás go how to Gael. We have teamed up with Fáilte Ireland to help you keep discovering everything our gorgeous island has to offer.
And is go bhfuil on saoire buailteling, there's no better time to get planning your short break. Take discoverireland.ie for ideas that'll get you and your friends planning your next big adventure. Tá mar rála tá se chun tú spragala dul tastal.
Oh, as Darren would say herself. Now, Monserrat go on Schlian Atlantic Eon or the Leoch. How about a visit to the Ackle experience in Chunte Vuyo? Part aquarium, gals, part history hub if you don't mind. Or you can head to Carnog Veva in Schligach for myths and watching the world go by.
Or if it's a trip east that is on your list, then Yartla Feckal in Ireland's ancient east. Wander through the Marina Market in Cork City, grab a bite, support local makers. Numas Tiberdoran on Cairn Scríbhneora. Why not walk the ancient path of St. Declan's Way?
Sin here trust bóthar eile tá mí dul siúil slí naobh Declan a chalíní ná darúdaí go bhfuil Cuislán Valithláine a gunta na mí an chomh ceanna where history meets pop culture. It is also the location for the Traitors Ireland.
Whoa.
Fun little fact. Now you can make your way up the Sea Loud Trail for scenic food stops all along the coast.
Yum, yum, yum. Decalicious. Now, Colleen, not grab our dross, good gree all to kilt in the hair and go even gals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It really was.
Bob.
On Quidis Farlum was, you know, just on quality time on Turgun Kayla and Moher Kayla.
Oh my god.
Like butter wouldn't melt.
I know. Speaking of butter, on Rudis Farlumsa, Yennemer not on wrong bácala. I haven't stopped making soda bread since. It's a real problem.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I sampled it. It's good. You're getting good now, girl.
Yeah, the cocktail.
Well, do you know what, on Rud Abansa Lumsa, I have to say it was discovering a new skill that I am actually a very proficient zipliner.
Well, you are, because the froze and new come to come
Go
on.
on.
1, 2 zip of you.
Love
Oh.
it. Absolutely. So what are you waiting for? Plan your short break at discoverireland.ie and keep discovering the stories, surprises and soul of Ireland.
Sinead go dtíreach Shiva agus Éirinn Cuinnegar a bheith gach tríocht in Éirinn.
Whoa.
Oh!
Colony, we are in the thick of it now. So we can't move for the fail to kill her team player.
I know, it's on town with Faris Savlian, and you know me, gals, I'm crack alta for the Al Kyob. I love seeing the musicians perform live. But the thing about the failty, it's the possibility that anything can happen.
Well, do you know what? For me, the icing on the cake is always have a Guinness in hand, whether it's raining or sunshine. Let's be real, it's a mixed bag. But má tá tú le cháde, tá cuoine cín le fáil.
And whether you're at a session Ceola Loch Gorman or if you're just heading down to the live at the Marquee in Cork.
She could be having an owl festival out the back, barbecue on, Guinness, nitrous surge, the love gut.
Listen, sign me up, Louise. It sounds fantastic. Wherever you are on Saoire Shaw, every day is a lovely day for a Guinness.
Hey, son Cara Show lads, Tá mé fizzle for some festival crack.
Get the facts. Be drink aware. Visit drinkaware.ie.
Steve, August, Fáilte Arás go how to Gael, Lumsa Shiva.
Lumsa Louise.
Agus Lumsa Éirinn.
August Shans go not know Shiva Nash and Wilmid. Táimid Arás the penthouse.
We've gone retro, Colleen.
I know.
And crew are laying to Sierra. Even they deserve their holidays, weren't it? And we said we couldn't let a week go by. Got a How to Gael episode. And Tommy their fod, Sanát Céanna, den Chiador le fucking ages.
Oh, do you know what? We miss her really exú leis now. Cé go raibh on Tigger fod and Tig, she says, on the apartment.
On
Listen, bitches, it's more cleaner than I normally do.
Yeah.
So, Vieram Gachrod, you know, Agru, agus hoovering, agus stuffy, and of like, you know, near Lanas, the Mach and Cuislán.
And guys,
But it'll be staying shut.
Tá glini nua. Tá delf nua. Yeah, Louise. Tá trí cín aici seo.
Yeah.
Made for us.
But I haven't cracked them out to the girls yet. Do you want to know where your glasses came from, Colleen?
Go on.
They were robbed from Toners now on a night out.
Was I the other half of the robbing of that?
I don't know if you could have been, but we were via Barrig Duna, and I was like, I'm not leaving my drink, and I didn't want a plastic cup, so I was like, I shall carry it home.
There you go.
Oh, was that me a grandma or fought away?
Actually, Peter
I
got
think it was me
yeah.
fought down.
Yes,
Okay.
she down anyway.
So we were part of the great toner
Look,
thievery.
a little bit of
the
bag.
Great Escape.
Everybody needs a little bit of bag at the street in their penthouse.
So what I've been wondering now on their Husnimer or Taffet is how much do you think would you pay if you got a cleaner in now to be doing your cleaning once a week now? How much do you think a cleaner would charge to clean Louise's penthouse?
Well, Dennis Shane and Ignahora knock Nenan.
Well,
So
Sinead.
like I'd say they'd stretch. I'd say they could stretch go or Clay
they could if you got the right one. I've had some cowboys in my time.
But sorry, do you know what I would love, right? And I don't want to give away too much about where I live, but I am on an upper floor of a Georgian building. I'd love someone to clean the windows.
A Georgian building, there you go.
Is it Victorian?
No, it's
I don't
Georgian.
know,
No,
it's
it is
Georgian. Yeah,
It's
no, I
Georgian.
just, you had to get it in there, you know.
Well, I mean, the
right.
windows are massive, and
They are.
there's nothing worse than looking at a massive foul twin ogatá salach.
Yeah.
Do you
Massive
know-
and thin, because you can probably hear the fucking traffic
real,
on the
Yeah,
outside.
on Trock. August
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But listen,
Sorry, Brogan Nua.
What do we think?
They remind me of those, you know those Mill Sean that are like half coffee, half banana.
No.
They're like hard, sucky
Coffee
sweets.
banana.
Siúd go
Is that
das.
them? They're no. Is it custard or banana? I don't know. Táimid go das though.
Yeah.
Well, they remind me of them.
They're very ugly. Oh, guys, you know
these
we
are
love
come
to.
off.
Yeah, well, these
Yeah.
are okay different. We're actually on
And sorry, these
Milk
match.
Shogella.
These match your yucky nails.
girls.
Yeah, yucky.
Look,
Yellow is not
She
it.
panicked. Okay, can I tell you the real scale? And so via their Pinterest, and I was like, okay, I'm wearing a brown dress to a banish, and I was like, I really want a cool pop of colour, leis an gúna. So a luminous yellow looked great on Pinterest. This is just fucking bratty, dirty, pukey vom.
Well, it's rubyuk treyarcock, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
why is it like King Fogger Fadelum?
Do you know what? I feel
Vader
like you should be
Latan.
smoking rollies with those.
She had a few more taps.
Yeah,
and the big
Clad hoops. I feel like
like
I've met this girl
yeah.
in the back of the Roisin Dove when I was in my college days in Galway. You know.
Yeah.
Or go worth reading the
a banish.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no,
I know.
Fang
Say
Vecca
nothing.
Chiv on Outfit Claire Tactic
Okay.
Kayla. But that's
Coffee
on
shot
Kayla.
it.
On Darrod is that, you know, Fad's Fiesig fault in a dainta. I was looking at them under the UV lamp, glowing. So Mish and dance floor now at the wedding, I'd be like
Lovely,
a little
lovely,
raver.
lovely.
Do you know when they do when
It's
they're-
Limerick wedding, so it'll be fine.
Limerick weddings, you have to come with your UV, you dirty little cork bitch. I'm joking.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my
Sorry, that's lousy. You're
Okay,
big.
no, it's all right.
You're
It's all
big
right.
cork head new.
That's all right. Up the rebels.
Hey, Crack Allen, Chocolate Show Colony.
Oh no, John. Sorry, I've been fucking making so much noise about this. Colini, you have to watch the Nora documentaries. Yes. They are fucking amazing, and it's so gas. I feel really starstruck because Anna Gummer and the lads are father we went to clash because Dibra had in America.
This is their version of name dropping a corridor.
Oh, absolutely. Pat Nee, one of the biggest fucking gangsters to ever come out of North America. And I'll pal of mine interviewed him back in October. Agus tá Anagummer could this na Shan lads ella as well. So that's a fucking hell. I'm delighted with myself. It's Anna Chlár Fásnéise é. So ní éich mar an telefís marach gwn my fechantar like Chlár Fásnéise, and they have to be really good. And these are chef's kiss. Would
Recommend to a friend. Yeah.
Byron Brownie, I know Gerthu and Oscar near there the scale so
Yes.
Shansker, we'll put them in the show notes.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
Agus my in me Daru to share an RT player.
Okay. Oh,
There you go.
handy.
So
I
there
love
you
the
go.
RT player.
It's
It's
Sorry.
fantastic.
Really, come on.
Now, it's not as good as the TG player. I will
No.
say this as someone who has streamed matches while live in an aeroplane.
Yeah.
RTE are shine for streaming.
Yeah.
But
But they geo-blocked the whole thing.
Geo-blocked
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah,
been
yeah. You're
geo-blocked.
Bradner TG
Yeah.
in Otter
August.
down. But you know on Mo the Vins Branware Ross and Rune and Misa, it's like on Rud it's Mo Vins the Branware Air Shine to TG Car Martha Fuhidl Osquelga or Ross and Rune. So be the Branware Lesh and Welga Aulam, you know?
On
There you go.
Sweenov.
Yeah.
On Sweenov.
Anava. Vitosa, got a Marinho.
V maybe me she's the TG car the shoot.
Yeah,
and these are missed.
constitution.
We got
Where we-
we got the novel lyric. Oh my god, we got the novel
Ah,
lyric.
sing
got
that.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Sing
we
that.
kind of come as a package deal. It's because
I
it's
know.
you know. So
Sing
we got the
that.
capital and milkshake and come off. But Virm stuppe it put the cafe le Capri
delish.
Oh my fucking god! So the Capri heaven sent to
Yeah. No, tá Diarmid fucking deadly.
Yeah.
But sure, tá annach chud awards buúte le annach chud grad an buinte go mar like canvas na cafe.
fucking class.
Unreal.
Yeah.
When is this bralam tá shelfaku de Ari Éirinnacha
Yeah.
Tula and like that's just
Alling.
my fave kind
Yeah.
of, you know.
Yeah.
So
Been even crony and going on. I always feel I see it on your scale.
TG car going
Going
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just shocking.
Elaine
Like,
Rowe,
it'd be like
really.
3 hours the Dini TG car at all times.
Yeah. I like their style though. Like Dana Van Ober, you know, Galera, Cool and Tea. It's a bit like me and Shaw. Our son, not far to travel. There's something attractive about that, girls. You
There-
know?
listen.
Bring the work to you. Come to my little
Well,
lane.
we got away for it for a year and now
Yeah, that's
show with the
true.
rash like
I
you know,
know.
I might get
For one
broken
night
board.
outing.
she's pulled us back.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Baile Fecal and
Yeah.
one on Penthouse Eshkent Arisha Corda.
Also, the Aina New at Falta.
Yes.
Falta McCrib.
She will not give you a full tour.
No,
Mar
no.
Kirsty Gawker this chicken shin.
Well,
And
this is
there's
also an
all the
odd
dirt
player.
is behind the cat.
This
full
is the
tight
full
bed.
tour. I know. City living.
Okay, but
Bugma Drive.
Co-raggers na shock na shkata there.
Oh, co-raggers. Well, girls, fucking DJ Durin was back.
DJ
busy.
Durin.
Yeah, do you not remember
That
my
brief
fucking
stint.
my
Did it
brief
ever come
stint?
to pass?
It never came to pass. You read me the riot act and I said I better leave Louise have her thing.
Aunt DJ.
I mean, officially, are you not supposed to be a radio DJ? Anyway, I put the DJ cap back on for one day only. I didn't make up the Céad Tradiisiúnta playlists, which she even tells me she worked out to Egg and Jimna Denny.
Hey.
I didn't listen to the hardcore one, which might have actually improved my gym session, but Date May count intro go Céad Tradiisiúnta and I
Fair
was
play.
toe tapping Linda squats.
Oh my god,
Oh,
I'm on the
God.
gym bros think of you like doing the fucking
arms, and then the next thing the feet are going. Good time.
Agus a glúna, you know, when you're like bopping your
Oh yeah, bopping away. Yeah.
Instead of a grunt.
There you go. Well, Hannah Ganachud, comments a shach, a Roger Han, playlist Gamorla Dina.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, the irony of this, Trad Lover 74, after my big tirade, don't say trad, but anyway, Trad Lover 74 says, trad music is just as complex, in a lot of cases, more complex than classical. Traditional is the best for me, always, sublime. And you know what? I'm right there with you.
Thought this was not Trad Lover 74.
Now, the Trad Lover on Anam Shin Ahru, should that be traditional music lover?
Well, this is the irony of the whole thing, because I went on a big tirade saying don't say trad. But look, as long as you are listening to Céad Trad and you're appreciating it, I will let you. You're off the hook. You are the exemption to the rule. Okay. Trad Lover 74, you're the one person I will allow to say the word
But maybe
trad.
traditional music lover 69 was taken.
Maybe.
Bhí Ella, Laura loved Off the Tit and Onto the Fiddle on Knock Kaintishin so much that maybe wondering could be a part of a new merch line for Gcaoi.
Guys, that should be my bio from now on. Off the tit and straight on the fiddle. There
Absolutely.
you go. I mean,
It's
where's the lie? Where's the lie? You know?
Someone get onto what's that crowd that make the baby powder? Do you know for when you're weaning kids on?
Oh yeah,
the
formula.
SMA
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something.
Off my mother's shit and onto my father's fiddle. That's it.
Oh God.
The most nutritional fiddle there is.
Pitch that bitch.
There you go. No, it might be the closest I'll ever get to a baby band deal.
Well, listen. Also, Georgia no Jane Darmage Gwillimwood in full video enough. It's a bit helter skelter, but listen, we're doing.
What's helter skelter? I look amazing. I'm in full
I'm sorry. I like. How is she timing this every week? I'm sweating like a sow. I'm like, it's just a whole bruloch agus meriv tevama and like. Mar bhí mar rá má trééis feh galvanting le cúpla seachtain in nuas agus níon se go má dom curp. But anyway.
Well, come for the apartment, stay for the nails. That's what I will say. It's a party on show. So be in full video. Pay out to find to the pot.
Yeah. And Moss Ruddig will Ruddig and Agat Leralin if you agree with something, or Moss Ruddig and Nas Ain two Le Hainer Tá Ragwan sa Fud Creida be a dagfall. You can leave a comment or Spotify. No be a dagfall in gcaoi@gmail.com. We love listening to you complaining or complimenting us. Patreon, tá our Patreon Kermit episode Brescia Mock our Patreon Gach Deirdín on Shocks and Shaw. I actually think recording on Uachtarán the Flame of Shishin alright.
Oh wow, yes.
I'm kind of around at Eigsula. So by with Howland Shin a play Shin Deirdín on Shocks and Shaw. So come on and join us and Dane Tree Sieve Patreon A and Nod Dane Treat Apple A. Yeah, that's our rower.
There you go. Look, Chiva pushing the socialist agenda.
Yeah, go on, like me. Anyway, all right, good. Topping the Shachtana. Okay, topic to Shachtana and Shacht and Shaw is how to age, but Spraga egg the country girls le Edna O'Brien. Lower tha later egg and Trorgoin le Hannah Daney. Like literally just le Daney. Can't you later than Kate
Oh, ages ago. But then you may Ale of Éirinn Bhí an Chicago. It's such a classic.
Yeah,
such a classic.
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah, really beautiful book.
So Sullivan with Bader Stock sa lower a fein Bavralum lower to Rubio Gerdu's Fui Edna O'Brien and how controversial but also I don't know, brave agus ceann rodíach a bhí si ag an am. There, and I know you've lots of thoughts or so.
Well, ein grevig our show na bio vi mar kaint an chud me other in Keenshruft agus you know on socha on Rudchin on Rud Smastic of Etha was a sexually active female or tempted by a sexually active female, and Edna O'Brien kind of personified that in her with her debaucherous lifestyle, but then obviously leis an stiff grev a scríbhneora. So she was cuma céanna is grev scríbhneoirí gaalacha is scríbhneala rudí tíriúil agus gnéisiúil, but kind of getting away with it. Edna didn't have the shield of the kind of Irish language and that Fianna Fáil attitude of, you know, as long as it's an Irish say all right. Amy, who wasn't at the live show, you're going to be lost. But anyway, that's basically was it. You know, you got away with a lot of this these sentiments as Gaeilge because that kind of idea of, you know, well, Natasha and Gaeilge, it can't be that bad. But anyway, she was very exposed.
And brave on Shlína if she co-croigishin, because like when you think about that time, like she came from where Tourmagrani and Clare, which like you can imagine, Jesus Christ Almighty, like are still probably catching up with the times. Like come on, like I would say to have the bravery to tell any story, you know, when a time where she should have been praying, you know, saying the rosary, being the good wife, being a good girl.
Yes.
Like I can't get over how stubbornly brave she was to follow through with all of this, like, and actually even right until her dying day, you know, on Clór Fáisnéise, she's still called Lord
Clór Fáisnéise.
Yeah,
so this is Edna O'Brien Blue Road on Clór Fáisnéise faoin na saoil, and an rud is mó a lumsa faoi ná bhí annachcuid footage ann de Edna Clór telefiche haar na blina, and she was obviously like rolled out as this like controversial figure to always be questioned and kind of interrogated and always challenged, and she
patronized, like some of the interviews so patronized.
I know, but like she was obviously very like a hugely controversial figure at the time, but like just she own, and she was always so composed and like raisúnta, and she going now fragra a hort, but basically like riddick unsi urhi dá sail profisiúnta fad ogur scríb she a céad lewer, you know, so probably just riddick unsi lanúna urhi.
Well, on Ruddatá really Simúil Mealler is like, we're 3 young women, right? And we speak every week into this podcast, and there are things that we won't say on the podcast, and there are, you know, we all have that personal boundary of where you'll go and where you won't go, and what things that you will discuss sexually and what you won't. And you know, we're coming at this a lot later than Edna O'Brien was, and in an age where abortion and everything is supposed to be, you know, available for Irish women. And you know, personally, we all have drawn that line in different places, but it's funny when you compare yourself to what she was happy to do and say, and it wasn't for herself, it was for the cause of Irish women and feminism. You know, like she was in the horrors from a lot of the backlash that she got there, but she knew what she was saying was important, and that women deserved to have, you know, to see their stories reflected in mainstream media. And it's a very interesting question when you ask yourself that, what are you happy to share? Because it's not like, okay, nobody wants to be out there talking about your, you know, my sex life or whatever. But I know myself, when I hear other people talking about it, it makes me feel so much better about what's going on in my own life. So
and she did like talk about normalizing like the whole conversation around sex and sexual desire, and to have done that at a time where like was it illegal? Well, it was as good as illegal. I mean, it was a sin.
Contraception was illegal. Divorce was illegal.
Tampons were illegal. Tampons were banned. All this crack. And I love the way that
I don't think Irish people even knew that sexuality was a thing. Like there was so much shame around feeling a sexual urge.
Yes. And also on Ruddy and she's an Laura Nogger Nook think she kind of on Tave Solach of the patriarchal society, and like a patriarchal household where the patriarch was actually a slobby drunk and wasn't
a violent man.
Yes, exactly. And I think that was another thing that the Irish state hated, you know, that she was exposing this side of era that they didn't want. But like she was spoken about, like I know Grevan Ord Asbook Aganaum August, the Minister for Justice, who was Charlie Haughey, infamous Charlie Haughey, via their ag lewert fwy seo, like so like our bulatory ag lewert fwy lewer.
Yeah,
you know.
But McQuaid was the fucking baddest bastard that ever fucking lived. What he, and you know, it was a real sacrifice of feminist ideals with the foundation of the Free State anyway. But then when they drafted Bunreacht na Éirinn, what he did to the women of Ireland, like we're still trying to claw our way back from that. He was, and anyway, we won't go down the line of the Catholic Church.
No, but you are right. The Catholic Church have so much to answer for, like, and
that fucking bastard. McQuaid,
absolutely, but whatever. I mean, when it comes to just women and the way that we live and the lives that how we feel when it comes to talking about our sexuality, being sexual beings, like I think Ireland still have a long way to go when it comes to fighting the Catholic guilt. Like, you know, you were saying, Shiva, to us, like when you read her book, what character in the book would you more align yourself with?
We'll get to that, but thanks.
No, sorry. But I think it's really interesting that, you know, I think there's an awful lot of people in Ireland who still feel very much like they would align themselves. Well, we will get to this. That still feel very...
Even the fact that, like, okay, bugger right, because what I really want to hone in on is Tahi Edna ag Fásaníos in Éirinn in rural Ireland in the 1940s. Agus Magiri kind of like cumprodian of idir Tahi Edna agus or Dahi Féin, because that's what we can really draw from. That's what I constantly did. Agus Meg Lave on Lower. I was like, on Nainhin Shin, am I shocked by that? That's a universal experience. So to make un rind fruttal agus samply rind own Lower agus Tamud Conida Flay. Okay, so when Cade would Mar Louis Sluha on Vert Preve character, okay, so we have Kate, New Kathleen, agus Baba, okay, agus this Bert character on an egg lead, all right. So our relationship on Lower agus our Shiv, I'm more of a Kate, New I'm more of a Baba.
I feel I was a bit of both, but I actually think I was probably more of a Kate. I actually genuinely I do. So in pointy so I'll give you the sample. I was like thinking of like I would have grown up and in a house where my mother was a very religious woman. She had her own tragedies growing up, and as a result of those, losing her dad, losing her brother, she would pray a lot, like, and mom would be my parents went to mass every Sunday, you know, very important to them that you would be Catholic and have that like spirituality in you, like say your prayers before you go to bed. And that was something I remember being, you know, in 6th class maybe, and I was praying that I'd have a boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? I was like, please God, I'd love to have a boyfriend.
That's so sweet.
Do you know what I mean? And I think I was where I swear to God, where I really felt like, oh my God, I was a bit of Kate than me. I think, and maybe still a little bit of me thinks this, I so believed in the love and the true love and the romance, and there is such a thing, and I'll find the love of my life. Agus bhí may really, I would have really, I was like, I get that. I think that's a beautiful little Catholic Irish thing. Like, look, maybe it's not the most progressive, but I think that I definitely in 6th class wasn't like, I hope I get fingered around the back of the community hall. Like, or sorry, maybe
you were praying for the romance.
I genuinely think maybe it's because I was the eldest as well. I was so naive. I didn't have older sisters.
Dinner first to be with Louise or all.
No, do you know what I mean? There was like that innocence was definitely instilled in me from like the primary school I went to, the rural community I was in. Yeah, like Bather, I don't know, I was the eldest in my family, the eldest of 4 girls. I didn't have older sisters. I didn't have older influences in my life really. I was in a bunskull that was very O'Toole. It was very, very religious principle. Like confirmation was a big deal. All of that, I had a little deal in chomh, and like I'd have written in, I'm like, I pray to God I get a boyfriend. Do you know what I mean? So like, I think there was a part of me that had that real innocence. And like going a stock then ag an chathair den vanskull to Nóca Chalíní sa bhliain, I used to be like, oh my God, these girls have so much like they know so much that I don't know. And I would have genuinely, girls, I'm not embarrassed to say it now because I know there's other young people out there that might feel the same. I would like, geez, they're very dawn at stuff they've been up to, the things they want to do. Gafol.
But then, sexually, like,
yeah, kind of like.
I would have always felt like that as well. I wouldn't have been.
I thought there was a lot going on around second and third, first, second year that I'd be like.
I would have been very innocent in that regard as well. Like very like, you know, wouldn't have been. Like an old shift now. 15 would have done me absolutely fine, and that'd be I've always kind of paddled my own canoe in terms like I wouldn't be the way like Kate. I found quite infuriating the way she'd just bow down to Baba. Yeah. And that wouldn't be me now. I would have always just done my own little thing, and I would have. I get the whole innocence.
Kate, you became a Baba.
No, we would have always been told like stand up now for yourself. Stand up for what, like that's something that's bed into me. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what's right. Yeah. And I never would have. It would take a lot for me to the way that she panders to Baba. It would never.
There was another Kate moment that I was like, that's a bit of me. Do you remember when she moved to Dublin and she was broke, right? And she'd be going in and out to the pawn shops, pawning off the dresses at the end of the week to get another one and a new one and a new one. She was a calm and arrogant galere. I was like, yes, I love this. I look, and she was obviously so broke, but like she just wanted to look fab and go to the glam parties and drink a glam drink and meet a glam guy. But do you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like Baba was just like, I don't care what I'm wearing, I'm going in here now finding a man for the ride.
But she had more money. Baba had more money.
Yeah, good to get Baba.
What about you?
So I would think I'm more of a cot because just fi scale of wine. So Tusneen and Laura August eat like Govlin Deg Dish, and so she'd on a og. But even the way that cot is so submissive to Baba, I was like, that would have been me in my relationships. If someone presented more confident than me, and I would have fell for anything they said, hook, line and sinker. So, but Mardor Edna O'Brien, obviously scríbhneora, there she could scríb she Bert Freef character, Mar Gerb Eid Bert Isha, you know, she had a bit of both of them in her. So I'm sure reading it, everyone sees themselves reflected to Freef character, you know.
Baba was a bit of a bitch though.
Baba, she was awful. I
thought a bitch in her younger days, but the kind of bitch you are delighted is a friend from day one, because I dare hear how she was there, Vishiel.
Well, Vichy Dealish.
You know,
Vichy Dealish. They were trauma bonded, I suppose, as Tachtmachon.
I think there was tough love though. Was she just like, she was probably jealous of Baba, or she was probably jealous of Cot because she was hot, she was smart.
Yes, she had the good looks and
she was like, I can talk the talk, but I don't have what you have naturally and raw, so I'm Éirinn.
That's all it was. Igoni. And she was horrible. Like, Narodia Derek she and stuff. And Cát kind of just put up with it. And again, I was like, that's something that I would have done. You know, I had a kind of submissive personality. Kind of date the shimaha. But Luamer Guskupian Chin on Codge Le Mr. Gentleman. So this was a very problematic storyline. Dumpsa Salower. Okay. So Cát, like, Hosig Shane Vishi Govlin Deg, but it really kind of like developed Agassi Kuig Deg and then like Ukdeg. She had a Codre of Lafar or Wadney Shina, like Vishashan, I'd say, Snitruckety Snidahadi, Agassi literally in a day gore. And I felt really uncomfortable in scale show, but again, Kana, like Edna O'Brien wasn't like advocating for it. It was just a storyline, Salower. So Mukesh Divshana, Conas Wohig Shif Fuin scale, and also Rutherford Lumsa Cát was very aware, I think, of her own sexual power and like what she was, the impact, the effect she had on Mr. Gentleman. Do you remember Cahan Gurish Livsha? Oh, I have sexual power. Agus Shivni Soiga.
I don't know. When I was reading that, I was a bit like, okay, the old French fella, he was something a bit exotic. He was different. On Roddy Asmach Dumsa was like, you know, he was tionchar, which was really glam at the time. Like, think gals back to your own time. Was there a higher or a bigger flex than the 6-year fella? Jenny, if you have a boyfriend in 56 year who had a car.
Absolutely.
And they come to collect you for the date. Like, I'd see the headlights come up my driveway at home. Like, Declan would be a tachtsus, he'd be in the little golf, the navy golf, and the butterflies, I'd be inside like getting myself ready to go on a date, and I'm like, oh, my boyfriend is picking me up in a car. Like,
I know, but like the would have glared free like an age gap of like 5 blina and show, not like God who 3 blina.
Take him chin. Fair order, but I think that, like, look, it was slim pickings in Tumagraney.
There wasn't. What are you defending?
No, I'm not defending this.
Well, I mean, a golf is a golf, okay? Regardless who's driving. This is why I still drive a golf, okay? Because you just can't get rid of this raw sex appeal of a golf.
But she was, do you know what? She had her wits fucking about her. She wasn't stupid, and I think she kind of was like, let me suss this out. She obviously realised that he was a sexually attractive man, and look,
it's giving geek for me. I think this was a weakness in Edna O'Brien's writing, because I just think it's so unbelievable, for me anyway, for someone so young to be attracted to an alpha like that.
I disagree. I think it's possible for someone to be attracted, but I also think Harter and Naim Shaw, the question of consent was not as big a thing. Now
he groomed her.
Yeah, exactly. Now we brought her exactly. Whereas in the book, it's kind of presented as like Cát has this kind of like agency and autonomy, whereas now we know like there was a complete misbalance of power.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just think in Catholic Ireland, when, you know, and all this, and she was really under control, like, is that believable that a young one would like go? I don't know.
I also think, right, and this is awful to say, but there was probably fucking worse grooming going on and worse sexual assault happening.
Sure, absolutely.
Of course.
You know, so like part of her must have been like, okay, this fella's going to be spinning to Limerick and bringing me shopping in Brown Thomas or whatever. Before they get down, she was, I suppose, seeing where she could push it.
Right?
Sorry, they did.
By the Mr. Gentleman playbook. Exactly. Lift into Limerick and a fucking spin around Brown Thomas. There you go.
Bring me to Brown Thomas in a golf. I'm all yours.
But also,
but they didn't have sex.
No, they didn't. I know. But also,
do you know what I mean? Like, he could have locked the doors of the car and done awful things.
But also V5 a Cát leis an Gadra Vieki Lena Haher, and there's actually a line in the book where she's like, "Can I call you? Will you be my father?" Even though they were kind of romantically involved. But anyway, like I said, problematic storyline, spatial, and like it gives a lot of like overmocking about. But on Queen Livsha and Ishavi Irvsha Agashiv Og, when he's realised, oh, I have sexual power. Agus like ní gagamach a grevan on dinner ela wad ní shinna, but like do you remember kind of that kind of coming of age, that kind of like, it's Queen Lumsa. I can actually tell you when I was really hyper aware of it, and it was when I was at fucking Skull Sari Willie Clancy, right?
Go on.
And I'd be well, it was just I was fucking mad about boys, and I'd rather yen not, it was eye contact, right?
Yeah.
So if I saw a fella that I liked the look of, I would be eyes over, eyes back, eyes over for longer, eyes back, and I'd catch her eyes, and I'd do it to her offering anywhere if there was a crowd and there was someone that,
oh my god,
that's where I had my best visual dalliances, you know.
Oh my god.
But I like Dybrig shows, Skull Star Willie Clancy, some fella came up to me after the fiddle recital.
I know the fella,
and asked me for my number in front of my mum.
Yes.
I know he's nothing to write home about. But
I would never. I really fucking admire the balls on you. I admire the ball. I would never have.
Now I think that might have been the only time it worked.
But
girl, 100% success rate.
I was experimenting, being like, you know, I feel eyes on me. I'm going to return them and see what this turns into. You know.
Sorry, love that for you. Yes.
I don't know. Do I remember on céad?
Yeah.
I remember being jealous of my friend Sarah, who had that ability from a young age. Agus bhí mar híos sa Gaeltacht. She met her now husband wildly when she was 12. It's a Gaeltacht. But actually, she like
her own Mr. Gentleman.
He was actually younger than her. This is awful. I can't even be giving ages because we were all a while.
Sarah has also given out to you before about you telling a story on this podcast. So Sarah, I've got your back. Louise, tread carefully here now.
I'm treading. Tommy tread all go. But I will say, she developed earlier than all of us, right? And
Sarah, she's treading a thin line
the
here.
power that came with that early development. Absolutely. She had 4 boyfriends at this Irish college. We could barely get the shift. 4 boyfriends in 3 weeks.
I hadn't a tit until I was about 17 years of age.
Me and Rachel Clark were sharing a bra. I remember sharing a room with Rachel and we were like, who gets to wear the strap out tonight? Because we'd wear a string top and be like, who'll like get the strap? We'd fucking one little bra in.
It's great like if you may on a fistruck fui like, you know, Mio Navarre August like on Cui go round the breathnú Éirinn and it's Queen or wine like Misha because Carl and we were like, do you think boys like if we've had our period? Do you think that's like a good thing in their eyes? So Carl like, let's ask my mom. So we were like, so we asked her like, do boys like it if we've like had our period yet?
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I think she was kind of like, don't worry about that, girls.
Yeah.
But it's Queen, I was real like that was on my own. If I'm like is this good? Like, am I developing properly? Is this going to attract them? Mental.
I remember definitely feeling for the first time like, oh, I really want to get with a fella, I really want to shift them, I really want that guy to like me, and how do I make him like me? I actually remember on Rev Ain Dinnig of Riamh in Mosney. Do you ever go to Mosney? Okay, so
a disco, not that.
Yeah, you'd go up with your county and you'd stay in these little chalets, right? But all the different counties, so it'd be like Limerick would stay in one line of little tiggeens, and then there'd be Mayo, where all the different counties, right? And you'd all go to a big disco gakiha after you'd done your day of competitions. You were there like on Ian on Saturday nights now.
Competitions of what, like?
She'd be up in community games for, I don't know, athletics or there'd be all the different.
This sounds like heaven for you.
Sports.
Yeah, she gets to race, do the splits, and then go to disco.
Amazing.
The shift. And I remember being like, in our little chalet there was 4 of us, 2 girls from Mesquite and this little Strad Valley Nakala and they were like, oh my god, you see that house of Sligo lads, they're so good looking, we'll meet them in the disco. Sure, like they were definitely like the under 16s, we were probably like the under 14 little creators. No interest, but I do actively remember being Igdausis, a disco in Mosney, trying to shimmy our way over to get in by the Sligo guys to be like,
oh my god,
you know,
I would pay.
And you'd wear and do you know what everyone went to the disco in? Their fucking county half sips. You'd have loved it.
I want to see Cain Canal mating dance of Iaga agus to Aici like Cain Canal moves of Iaga
probably
like,
not hop 1 2 3s nor they can like actually probably
without a half zip and the hay down trees that would do it.
I love this. But I remember being like in my head about it. I was like, I would love this guy to come over to me.
So there you go, kind of so doing cool.
But I don't think I had any cool. That's what I'm saying. I think I had all the ideas, but no power.
No power.
Do you think?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I was aware of sexuality really, like
cohabitation.
Okay. I think I was kind of more like you get chatting to a lad and it'd be like, oh, but it wasn't like a
what it'd be like.
But like just when you'd be chatting like whatever, even in college and stuff, it'd be more like I don't know. I wouldn't. I see the interesting question. I couldn't
pinpoint it.
Couldn't pinpoint it. But here's a funny question for you. I read there was something about like losing your virginity, right? So you lose your virginity when you have sex for the first time, but then like actually losing your virginity is when you actually start having sex that you enjoy.
Yeah,
and like there's such a So that's such a arc in the life of a woman. And actually, what age are you when you start actually enjoying sex? And that's really, I think maybe when I became aware of my sexuality property, I would think.
Well, agus an aib ná nach dagan sé sin or near hánig sé sin de anna chud monogatí go raibh siad beidir sna fihidí because there was never any conversations about female pleasure agus muid ar skull. Like in biology, on Beimer Fod was on the man releasing the seed. I get it, touched the glare fi cursi beholiach the de. But like fi kind of if we like, you know, you're going to bleed, it's going to hurt. Shin kind of na co-active via and her team player. There was never like make sure they want you to have a good time. Like near in the co reeve agus Michelle and Mianskul, which is so damaging to years of my early years of sex because I never once thought of myself.
Oh,
but you know, in biology books, the diagrams or the diagrams of the female anatomy is your ovaries and your womb.
Yeah, it's not.
It never shows the exterior,
the vulva or the clitoris.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas on a man, you'll always get the extra.
And I'll tell you one thing: they should be teaching that shit in schools because Neil fucking clue glad that
Well, I'm sure go she the niche like it's Queen McStad there is no skull and it was part of like sexual education is a big thing and it needs to be, but like it's sexual health and all that. But
I just know like Mata Pashiagam Silger Colony Tauntu that I will be putting such an emphasis on you should be enjoying yourself from the get-go and not worrying about them enjoying themselves. You should be enjoying yourself. Mar near Dorkshin Lumriv agus may og and it really like I'd say damaged my view on sex or fablienta.
I suppose that is kind of like Tammy Countnell or Dullanish, and I suppose that is kind of the character arc of women in their 20s, isn't it? It's like developing from this thing into like I think we've always said that 30 is a real marker where you kind of come into yourself, you know, and tatu nís má canna síocht go tatu nís údarásí, you know, you've had some life experience and sin just an kind of unclegal and suchy, isn't it? Like there's coming of age as a woman and that's one thing, but then there's like coming of age as a woman
yeah, but
even just beyond
and
that
coming
no Tata Jane of Puinta thought really Dory Wren, you're dead right, but I do think there's a lot of people in Ireland who it's still taboo for. I honestly do think that. I think that there are people who are our age that are in relationships and
but sure, that was the question I was asking Megan Toos about like how open you are able to discuss your own sexuality and then like look at in the context of Fihe Cúig and then like what Edna O'Brien did and Tasha really Simul.
But that so much has changed and so much has stayed the very same.
Yeah, totally.
Like, but on Tengra Tamishigiri not good snow on Cora needs to like I get it, like your sex and everything is going to get better August near Haynes to niche, but like the dust snow on Cora and you want kind of a docus ni so again like that female pleasure is a thing because just I don't think of ain Vaymer August mainly so again. So Tommy can riharig gadi on Dara Lauer mar just fi Lena Owen, okay, so show on Fruthalo Owen Lauer the lonely girl, okay. I must stop biting my nails, I thought as I pressed the cuticles back and remembered the time when I was young and bit my nails and thought foolishly that once I became 17 I would grow up quite suddenly and be a lady and have long painted nails and no problems. So on Kesh the Agam
fucking you got one problem right there. Fucking yellow.
Men love it.
And it was all yellow.
On Kesh the Agam Divna on Queen Liv Eva of Agwav August Shiv Oak that you'd be like, oh, when I'm grown up I'm going to be XYZ. Kasula le Edna or new like Katie is Stoke on character and Winston. Like were you like, oh, when I'm older I'm going to be so well presented. When I'm older I'm going to
on Vrushin Fosarm.
I know, but on Queen Lad August 2 Oak, like is there a specific
I still think when I grow up, oh my god, I'll have really nice hair, really well presented. I think that is a tale as old as time when it comes to
I know August is spatial Garev Shin like Garev Bruna, like she actually mentions earlier on in the book as well, my arms were thin and white and I was ashamed of them and I was kind of like shocked that like got Riv na man ho shielta Riv on a ogre Gafos Garev na Bruna own. But I want to know personally, was there an image you had of your head when I'm an Isha, I will be Shaw.
When I was younger, I just really wanted to be a good fiddle player. Sorry, honestly, that was what I was like. Oh my god, like I would just, and I worked my whole life. So I am kind of different, and we've spoken about this before. Whereas I just physical appearance wouldn't have been as an important thing for me at all. It was all about like learning playing the fiddle, mostly just playing the fiddle.
So when did it ever become a thing? Like when did you do you remember ever being like when the fiddle mightn't have been as important to think? 'Cause I'm sure it like when you started going out with your first serious boyfriend,
friends and stuff like that, absolutely. But I suppose I would have tied up my worth in something like that as opposed to being a hot girl.
Yeah,
you know?
but sorry, she didn't catch like the American catch free road physical wine. Like, was it like I think nervy mission Isoiga? I assumed that, and you know what, I was actually kind of right that I wouldn't be messy when I was older. And you know what? Shiva Og
fucking
on fucking
right.
But you know what I mean? Like cat but also cat make a main on Agraha. Like I really thought that being organised and being type A would kind of just like a jucky shishin lahish, and that I wouldn't have to try at it, you know. Whereas I do have to apply rubiog brewworm, you know. And it's I think we have this notion agus mudni soiga that we won't be the same person agus mudni shina. Whereas I have realised actually it's too undinnikena. Like, and I always thought like I always imagined like, oh, when I'm a parent, I will be this such a developed version of myself. But actually, I just made kind of a dridum lesson ishin. I'm like, no, you will be the same person just by poshiagus, you know?
I know, you imagine such authority with people that they have their shit figured out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, will Dima Ermfushin nu knockwill, you know?
God, I don't know if I relate. Like, I think I'm still dreaming of the person that I'm going to be. Like, I don't think I can see it. Like, or I don't think I'm coming into, I don't think I could have planned. I think I always had these notions of like wanting a glamorous life and having nice things and doing nice things and being happy and doing things, having
you're
fun.
None of those things now. You never have fun. You're not happy. And we often say you're so unglamorous. You're the least glamorous of the three of us. So no, you're so right. You're so right. Keep working at that now. Right.
She just described herself.
She just described herself. So that's the stage we're at now. All right.
But like, isn't that awful? Like, I still have like, geez, I have an awful way to go to get to where I feel like.
I know, but that's just the yellow nails talking.
Yeah.
Once you put them back now, you're going to feel so much better about yourself.
And you're going to be like, I've made it.
You're the new woman. You're the new woman. We caught you on a bad day.
Où est Mr. Gentleman?
Où est le golf?
Neil Che talked Norwegian Buimo, but listen, put it on the friendship.
I don't know, girls. It's tough going, isn't it? We're all tormented, really.
We're all doing our best.
Cosúla Hedna.
Tortured.
Well, look, Shin Dara leis na ceisna bhí agam. Well, actually, bhí níos but Thomas H. still Harry Mahana féin. Wallin the Ainia breathnú chlorfosnéise Edna O'Brien agus na lewer fada leiv. Just fi sale Anna Similaki. She's your icon. They're in just in a kosher vehicle.
I know.
On Agraki, ní Stady
That's what I wish. Can we do an eps of Resh about Edna O'Brien's social life?
Yeah.
Well,
aspirational.
Because like one thing about, I know you always say like she was so jetty and she like threw all these parties, but like then I'm like, Brian were in a dini of Egna parties, and I don't think if you were alive in London again Shane that you would have been impressed by some of the
Marlon Brando. She rode Marlon Brando.
Yeah, she rode Marlon Brando.
I know she rode Marlon, but I don't think
that wouldn't appeal
or
to
like
me
Sean
at all.
Connery, you'd be like, who is this fucking mainstream James
totally.
Bond ass fucker?
Absolutely. Look, they're not the company I would keep, but I admired, you know,
Richard Burton. You'd give him an owl. You'd lay him out. You would, Darren.
Listen, give me Willie Clancy any day of the week is all I'll say. All right, he's now.
Remember if you were never done if we like posters we had up on our walls because maybe so good. She had a poster of Willie Clancy.
Of course I did.
I was fine.
But you know what? You'd have found those like eclectic Kyotori. They'd have been at the party too. They would have been at the party.
Well, what I just admired about
girls,
her.
the three of us would have fucking loved to be sat in the middle of one of those parties.
Yeah,
go on. You were saying what you loved about her.
What I admired about her was, I suppose, you know, she twisted that narrative of having, you know, left the husband, and any other woman at that period of time would have accepted her lot and kind of hung her head in shame. But she was brazen out, lived in the fucking poshest area of London, had the biggest parties with the biggest celebrities in the world at the time, and she pushed all about, and she was herself.
Yeah.
The older I'm getting, the more I'm trying to fully embody like myself, and the thing I really like about other people are people who can be themselves, and like that obviously is warts and all, and like there's loads of things we'd all love to change about ourselves, but sometimes you just have to be like, look, I know these are my flaws, and like try to manage them or be aware of them, but like I just think it's a really attractive trait in a person, you know.
And rud that not like maher a bhí intí comá and rudtá Bert Mock ag leir to chlorfosnéise and rud the Éirinn she'd not, like it wasn't all parties, like a lot of it was writing, like she turned out one book a year or felt like 8 mlína, and so also like she also really prioritised motherhood agus the posh bhí comá, so like the duality
waiting
yeah, and there was something a bit iconic as well. She squandered all her money. She lost the fancy house in Chelsea.
Well, she sold at the wrong time. If she'd waited 5 years, it would have cost 2 million.
But in Chlór Fáisnéise, she's very much like, well, look, she said, there was a really poignant line in it, and she was like, I'm 92 now. When I die, I'll own nothing. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own a fancy wardrobe, but I do own one thing. I own a beautiful plot where I'm going to be buried in a stunning grave. Agus chiapas just, ag there an lay is comma. Like we get so fucking caught up in these.
You can't bring it with you.
This is it. You can't bring it with you. Who wants to be the richest bitch
in the graveyard?
You. Would be the answer to that.
Literally.
Yellow nails and all. Yellow nails and all. So that's the answer to that question.
Yeah.
So now,
Glúisne
on Rud Dare Owen O'Cahan, friend of the podcast, Goni, if he ever gets a tattoo, it'll be that line from the Country Girls. Everybody was watching, but we were too young to care.
Éirinn Train. It's in Rock Éirinn Train.
Yeah.
It's Brállamation.
Fair play. Glúisne Teachta.
Tachtaníis.
Yeah, Tachtaníis. Máthragus.
Coola mé ceann mála déine about being mad for the ride or having an awful desire to have sex. It was bhí siad ag cruth le fán cracking. They were shaken with the desire for a bit of skin.
Jesus, there you go.
She could
found
cracking.
Tatu horny. To spach.
Spach.
Kunspód is controversy.
Absolutely. Agus cínseireacht is censorship.
Colscara, not divorce. Very chic these days, I think.
Yes. Incredibly.
I do.
Yeah. Girls, you need to move on. I need to get my first husband, but you should be thinking about number 2.
I don't think Colscara, and do you know what's even chicer than Colscara? Second marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So chic.
Yeah.
Darafosa. Okay.
A fag and a second marriage.
I do it for the haute couture.
Can't be topped. And a French tip.
I do it for the Jimmy Choos and the haute couture second time around. No, I'm joking. Cadell, I think we'll say
it's
Navsplach.
Navsplach go hauling our fad. Okay, you agus Jock na Seachtaine. So mo Jock na Seachtaine seo ná an irid pubs atá ag dúna sa tír. I think it came out that it was
Canon Aig na Seachtaine.
Yeah, le cúpla bliana aos and tá sin just really brown up. And I know it's Mariole like no sanna agsúla letá daoine inis, tá founder who sa bhaile nu or the agsúla sin. And also and like on aspa
on
transport absolutely on Custis Marathon, but also on aspa unpropibly and option irgulta coma, so it's just decimating the pubs.
Make like me and get yourself into a pub. Fair play to me. I've been up and down the country for the last 10 days fucking drinking at every public house that would have me.
Get up in a high stool,
get up in a high stool, do your bit, do your bit.
Fair play
for the pubs of Ireland.
Jock na Seachtaine. Yup.
Idir Cléithe Canis. You've heard Idir Hinna Bealtaine. Táimid inis Idir Cléithe Canis.
Agus buchas mór le dia.
Fuck it.
The climax
time of year
of the GA calendar.
Jesus, the best time
There's
of year.
There's nothing like it.
I know. No, it's the best. I actually.
Because she did crit le fán Cléithe Canis.
I fucking tell you. I've been listening to the podcast recently. I was like saying I've had to like cut down on what my listening is during because when I go to bed I'm too excited.
There's nothing like getting into bed with a hurler. I've said it often myself.
Oh Jesus. And so seo tá mud taffa seo rih Cléithe Canis an Cléithe Canis Imana, which is ag Tachtaní secondary Seachtaine. So Pléimid sin, Pléimid unter
tip.
I said it at the start of the podcast, but I'm not, or at the start of the year, but I'm retracting my statement. The year the tip man no more. I've been slighted by too many tip men this year.
Begla feckle. By the time this is out, we'll know.
Okay.
She might be back at her tip men by then as well.
Hang on top, baby. Okay.
Alright, Germal good fault Aaron Das Earth, Éirinn Bud Creile Show. Agus Gideon Jack Tugan.
Slán.